I found out some information today. It's my own stupidity for not asking more questions, I suppose, and just assuming. As they say, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So anyways, make a long story short, all this time that I've been trying to set the valve train up on the Fordishi's engine, I did not realize that my son had purchased Howard Racing mechanical lifters. And you have to set a valve lash on those for that. And recommended is right around like 20 something thousands. I guess 30 thousands, but I've heard that even 20 something thousands is too much because it beats the crap out of the end of the push rods from what I've been reading online. So what I'm gathering is it needs to be like the intake right around 12 thousandths and the exhaust around 14 thousandths for mechanical lifters on the Ford 460. So all this time I've been trying to figure out what the heck was wrong, why I couldn't put any preload on and stuff like that. And you can't do that. You have to set a valve lash that allows for thermal compensation, thermal expansion, allowing compensation. Anyways, that'll be in the future. Right now what we did is we measured and shaved down the push rods that were too long. My son bought a set of Trick Flow 3/8 heavy duty push rods, and they were all too long. So that's why we weren't using those. We were using stock ones and comp cam high energy ones. And they're all the wrong length. The Trick Flows are too long. The high energy ones are kind of in the middle. And then the stock ones that were originally in the engine were even shorter. They're like 8.55 or something like that is for stock. And since we're using mechanical lifters, not hydraulic lifters, and a big cam, you can't use those. And make a long story short, we're just going to be leaving that alone for now and running it the way it is, because we got them fairly close right now. We're using the grinder, shaving down the push rods, rounding off the tips, making it so that it's rounded on the end like a normal push rod is. And we got them pretty close, and it runs and it drives and it seems to be okay. It's a little bit of engine noise and low oil pressure, but it has oil pressure at least. And oil pressure probably has to do with the length of the rod that's coming from the distributor down into the oil pump. I think it's too short, because I'm only going maybe 1/8 of an inch into the oil pump, barely any at all. I think it's just barely grabbing it and turning it, and not actually enough to get the full oil pressure out of that oil pump. Because right now I put a new oil pressure gauge in and it's only reading about 10 psi at idle, and that is enough to keep it from hurting the engine, which is fine. 10 psi is fine, but that's going to get thinner as the oil warms up and thins out. That oil pressure is going to go away. So we do have to get a longer rod. So, and we got to switch out the valve body. Now that I cleaned out the valve body for the Fordishi's C6 trans, we gotta switch out the valve bodies and put them back together. But that's it. Basically, the Fordishi's done now. Next thing I've been doing is working on the garage, and I'll flip this around a little. I got all my tools. Basically, I think I got all my tools put away. Got my parts washer back up and going. And yeah, all that white stuff on the floor, that's cotton from the cotton trees around here. The wind keeps blowing it underneath the door. This is what I did all day yesterday. Worked on getting tools put away and everything picked up and organized. And I'm still working on this back room. I still have a long ways to go back here. This is my parts area. I still got that couch and chair I need to get rid of. Those are actually saving those for my son. I gotta go through all these nuts and bolts and miscellaneous things and get them put away in these drawers. And then I gotta go through this wire and stuff here on the floor, these parts, and get them put up somewhere. And then I gotta figure out a way to build more shelves to sit some of these parts on and space them out a little bit so they can be gotten to when we're looking for something. And throw away the crap that I'm never gonna use. But it's getting there. And after I'm done with that, I'll be pulling that 302 out of the old toter home out there and start tearing it down. And getting that car here inside the shop for the drag car and start tearing it apart. Getting it down to bare metal, and I want to have the whole body built and everything. Excuse me, and painted before I put the engine in. I want to get everything set up right, the drive line for the front and the rear, and get that Ford 8.8 up out of that pickup truck and brought up here so I can get that mounted underneath. And I'm not gonna go, I don't plan on going with any kind of leaf springs. I want to use of course my brain's not working again, I forgot what it's called. Drag links, you know, that go from the rear end to the frame, the body and stuff. And I want to use coilover shocks. And I think that'll give me what I need. Still need to find rims for the front and rear. It'll be two different sizes. I'll need like skinny rims for the front and like 8s or 10s for the back, probably 10s, 10 wides. And I think that's what I'm going to go with, is 10s. Get some drag radials for the rear and some skinnies up front. That'll make it a lot easier if it's a roller and I can push it in and out of the garage as I'm doing different things and working on different things. But yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. It's just taking me some time. Weekends are really bad for me because that's when I take my chemo and my other injections. And the first couple days, even after that, is rough for me. So yeah, I try to make the videos and I try to get them put out when I can. I just got to be up for it to do it, you know. And I only get a few days each week when I got enough energy and mobility to get out and do things to make the videos, but I'll keep on it. All right, y'all have a good one.